Hello viewers, okay, so next video then is a look at the Mercedes-Benz collection for a quick race on Infineon Speedway. Some fantastic collections in the game of cars. I went out to Mercedes World earlier this week, had a little race around there, a lot of fun. Certainly a good ride, amazing power in these new cars, incredible grip, but the detail, you know, in some of these sort of viewing areas is absolutely fantastic. I mean, Auto Vista is one thing, but you know, just the home spaces and stuff like that, the cars are all massively detailed. So I've cut together here a few of the Mercedes, just a few that are in the game. You know, if you're a fan of any particular car make, any particular car, there are so many in the game that look better than they've ever looked before. Absolutely amazing detail. And you can see here, just looking at the different colours, and these are all the official colours that are on the real cars as well that you get to choose from. All looking absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous detail. I could, you know, you look at that and you think some of these cars, I mean, I've seen an SLR Sterling Moss and it's a huge beast, you know, massive front to it, very aggressive looking. You know, but you just, most of these cars you'll never see in real life. The only time I saw that was at McLaren. So a really nice selection. Now I thought to myself, well, I've got to do a bit of Merc driving action. So going through all the different cars there, and you can see some of the collection that are available. And I just have a wander through the option, looking at the details. So many in there. What to drive? What to drive? Well, I thought, oh, I could go with that bit of downforce, but then I'll go with the whole sort of touring car feel. You know, it's a lot more difficult than it looks. Actually, turn off traction control. These cars are beasts when it comes to power without traction control. They have way more power than they can handle. So again, a bit like the Radical, some of you may see me driving, you're not always on full power. It's really hard unlocking the true power, and so you've got these little winglets here and there that obviously help with downforce here and there, and this car really needs those little wings, no doubt about it. But you can see, look at that, fantastic detail, the lights, everything. I mean, it's perfect. Gaming of the future we're seeing there today, but the next generation will be, I look at that and often think about next generation, think it will blow my mind when I actually get there in the end. From what we've come from, pole position in the arcade and Super Monaco in the arcade and stuff like that. So on the grid then, Infineon, great circuit, lots of undulation, different types of corners, very technical. And, revving on the grid now, and away we go. I'm using the bonnet cam. I always use a cammed bonnet or bumper simply because when I'm filming the screen you can't see very well when I'm using the cockpit. It just comes up as a ball of light. Wow, around those first couple of corners, very difficult to get on the power. You can see there, I tried to get on the power just a little bit, had to lift off there to find that limit, and that limit isn't far away at all. It's a very sort of acute point, if you like. So these first few corners are like any new car when you're driving, you know, coasting to an extent rather than on full power, if not unlocking it quite as quick as I should. Again, it will require lots of laps. I would always say, pick a car, do a time trial and do lots of laps, and you'll get quicker and quicker and quicker and more confident, and you can use the car better and better as well. So I have this Ferrari in front of me now, and I need to dispatch him. Lovely replays as well. You look at the replay in the bottom corner there, fantastic. You know, trying to get past the Ferrari, so unable to do it that time, get on the power as quick as I would like. Again, you're always learning that limit, and the last thing I want to do on these videos is just spin off into the gravel. I mean, these laps I often show aren't necessarily flat out. They are quick but conservatively quick, so that I can make a video that shows some reasonable driving, because if I just spin off turn one, it just looks rubbish really. But all the best drivers do have to restart several times when they are putting in good hot laps and stuff like that. So, managed to get past the Ferrari there. Tried to get on the power too early, and you can see how the back end came out. So, onto this second lap now. A bit more confidence with the car, I think. Up the hill, and I think, how am I going to slow it down quick enough? Real challenge slowing that car down for that corner. And you can see the Ferrari closed right up on me, but I was having none of it now. Just follow the racing line. It's impossible to overtake anyone through here unless you have a massively quicker car. down the hill, braking earlier than you expect, much slower corner than you expect there. You see how the car goes out wide. It certainly needs that rumble strip there. That literally saves me from going off into the dirt. And again, another downhill braking. I'm braking, it's a tightening corner that opens on the exit, so you're always getting further and further on the power before you can put your foot down. And then it opens up, and then you can put the power down. Tricky car to drive. Obviously, you turn off your assists, and you're always trying to find that limit of grip, if you like. There is always a limit there, but you can see from the replay, actually, I'm certainly not hanging about too much. Trying to close up on these guys. How can I, little lifts here and there, but just to get the car into the apexes and keep it flowing the racing line. And again, when you're at high speed like this, it's knowing what to do and how to scrub off just enough speed, but to maintain traction. So coming to the final corner then, these races are so short. I can't wait for some longer races and some online races to come in the next few days. But this was just a quick video today, a bit of Merc action on the Infineon Raceway. We are going to look now a little bit at the telemetry as well, give you guys a good sort of idea of what I'm doing in the car. It's one thing me saying it, but it's another thing when you're actually seeing it. Okay, so now on to the replay with telemetry. So you can see me pulling away there, trying to put the power down. I'm not full power. I'm feathering the throttle all the way. I'm not full power up here. You can see nowhere near full power. So you're not always just putting your foot down the whole time. You can see the back end's coming out. I'm only on half power. Literally, I'm on a quarter throttle, and the back end is stepping out. So as soon as you turn off traction control, you're not putting your foot down anymore. You're light on the pedal. So it looks like from the body language of the car on the outside, I'm putting my foot down, I'm braking, accelerating and braking, but in actual fact, I'm using just a small portion of the actual power. I'm controlling the power to the car. But it is very important that when you're braking straight, you're accelerating gently into a corner. You'll always see a little bit of throttle through the apex of the corner so that I have traction I can open up. If you're braking and accelerating too much, the car will become unbalanced and it will spin out. And if you're changing gear at the wrong time as well, the car will spin out. So it's important to keep a nice clean line, start slow and build your speed as you're going through your laps. You know, do some hot laps, start slow, gently on the throttle, and then more and more power as you open up, because it is a very different driving technique. But remember, it's about your feeling of the limit of grip. So if you say the car's sliding, then that's as fast as you can go. It's only experience that enables you to handle the car in a different way, and I don't have that experience yet with this car, because every car is so different in this game. That's what makes it so difficult and challenging, moving from one sort of type to another. Even there, you know, you see the back end getting out. I didn't quite straighten the car up, and I was too quick because I was putting the power down. I was wanting to get away from the Ferrari and pull out a gap down this straight. I still managed to pull one out a bit quicker around those corners, but you really do feel that speed of, wow, I'm going really fast, I hope I can slow myself down. And what helped me there was the gradient. It was uphill, so the weight distribution and everything was with me in braking the car. It is tricky, some of these corners, obviously you're trying to keep the car as straight as possible under braking. If you don't, you're going to fall off the track. Keeping a nice smooth line there. You can see by the tyres. Gently on the power through there, and you can see how it opens up. I get more and more and more on the power and full power. So you see I'm always progressively accelerating. I'm not full power. I'm 20%, you know, right up to 100% and then down again. Very gentle. So whenever you turn off traction control on all these cars, this is the practice that you need. For the expert players, they already know this, but for everyone else, it's important to, you know, not think that by not putting the power, you know, everyone's not just, you know, flooring it the whole time. There is a bit of technique to it. It's not always about having the most powerful car. It's about how you use the power within the car. So that's a great section there. I love that section. The R1 cars fly around here. So again, around the final corner, and a great view there, all the tyre marks and everything else, fantastic. But that's it, another race at Infineon, and we've got loads more to come very soon.